All right, glad to have you back. And of course, thank you so much for staying tuned with us. And we'll be moving straight ahead to other important stories. Of course, we still have our guest here who will be giving us analysis on that. Following the death of 12-year-old Whitney Adeniran, a student of Chrisland School who died during the school's inter-house sports activities at Ikeja Stadium, Lagos State on Thursday, the Lagos State government has ordered a coroner inquest to ascertain the cause of death and the temporary closure of the school. A statement from the Public Affairs Unit of the State's Ministry of Justice stated that the Attorney General and Commissioner of Justice, Mr. Moyosori Onigbanjo San, gave the directive on Monday. The statement reads in part, Section 15 of subsection 1 and, of course, subsection 9 further adjourns the coroner to hold an inquest whenever he or she is informed that the death of the deceased person was in violent, unnatural, or suspicious situation, or believes an inquest is desirable following the report of a reportable death. The AG noted that as a government, the security and well-being of citizens are of utmost importance while assuring the public that everything will be done to ensure that the cause of the death is known. Whitney Adeniran's death is surrounded by a lot of controversies. Stay with us. Of course, Mr. Zikibi, what's your thought on this, especially with the fact that this particular school, Chrisland, is already in the news, of course, for the bad, incidents?
Okay, I thought you were going to say for the second time. This is about second time having that issue.
Oh, the third time?
Yes,
the
third time also.
Yeah.
I think quite unfortunate. I commiserate with the family. I have a friend, a personal friend that suffered same fate in a school at Oba. When a school is being established or a school apply for establishment from the Ministry of Education in any of the states, not particularly in Lagos, I think the diligent job should be done. The school environment, the situation of the school, the location of the school, then most importantly, first aid department of the school. Then the nonchalancy of the staffers of the school, it comes to bear here. I listen to the woman when she cries her eyes out, because as a parent, I know what it is to lose a child. And you can't just imagine it, not to talk of experiencing it. Then for the second time or third time, like you said, Chrisland School, being in the news again for the wrong reason, for the same reason they've plunged so many other parents. When are they going to take charge of their environment? When are they going to take charge of their situation? When are they going to cater for the children? Because when a child leaves her home, automatically the care of that child is transferred to the school authorities. And so many schools I know, they have this guardian, they have this I think a teacher also that takes care of individual students. This should be intensified. The Lagos State government, like other states, should come in collaboration with so many of these schools, visit them regularly to really ascertain their preparedness to cater for the children. Because if you don't have a conducive environment for learning, or even if you even have a conducive environment, first aid care to some of these children are very important. Some could leave home with a mild flu and all that, But getting to the school, it might be heightened. How quick do you respond to these emergencies? Like the woman said, the child left home hale and hearty. In fact, she was looking forward to attending that inter-house sport. She said the last one, she missed it. So this period, this one, she was fully supported by the parents, because the daughter had accused them previously that she wasn't allowed to attend or something, one thing or the other. So this period, she was looking forward to it. And the untoward happened.
No.
So the school, in their lackadaisical attitude and the flimsy excuses, were saying, in fact, the school didn't even know. The school management didn't know, because they were busy in their Agege stadium conducting or carrying out their whatever, while the child was somewhere. I think the boss took the child to somewhere or something. So there were controversies from the reports the school gave, from the report the driver gave, from the Agege
Central Mosque. It was supposed to be Central Hospital.
Yes.
But eventually she found the girl.
She found the girl at a central wherever, you know. And
she said it was a first aid treatment center. They took
but the woman who gave the woman an eyewitness who gave the woman a direction asked her to go to Agege Central Mosque. No, Agege Central Hospital or something.
No, she said it was while they were looking for the Central Hospital.
She was confused in all this.
That they eventually went to the Central Mosque.
So when she went, she found a care center where she was being treated or something.
Yeah, but why is there so much secrecy? Most times when things like this happen, especially with Chrisland School, it's been noted that most times what we see is a lot of secrecy. They're not open about what exactly went on. And we know that even the state government, they have said that they've shut down the school, but there was a video circulating as at yesterday as to how operations, activities were still going on in the school, but they just, gave that facade to make it look like the school was shut. Is there something going on that we do not know about? Is there a cover-up somewhere that, isn't open?
As it is, I think the thing has gone off our hand. We can't really speak into it as much as the authorities will do. We can only speculate and follow what we see on video and all that. But ours is to drum this warning to all schools that they should have a serious interface with the children that comes to their school. Okay, because I haven't had this is about third time. Something is really wrong.
You know why I'm asking you this? Because I really want to get your thought on this. This is a child who they said had not had any history of such medical reports of maybe having cardiac arrest, but this time they said she slumped. Again, they said, the mother said when she looked through the mouth of the child, the tongue was black. And
the lips was black too?
So what's the indication what's the link between cardiac arrest and one's tongue going black?
A story they painted before the mother was that she fainted, okay? When the mother said he went to the place, water was poured, somebody
water was dripping.
She was drenched.
Yeah.
A situation that indicated that she was poured water on, trying to resuscitate her and all that. But that wasn't enough. The school clinic car or the school medical bus sped past the woman, and they were rushing her to somewhere. I should about that time think that if the school were on ground or if the school is actually taking care of the children, they should have been the first people to be in the know. When it happened, amateurs were there, people who didn't have knowledge about anything about health and all that. They were pouring water. There should be a first aid administered on her. From the school, it should be. But because they were so engrossed in what they came to do, I don't think there was such knowledge letting us into knowing that she was actually taken care of before moving her to where the mother met the child. Okay? But in the whole of this, and I'll be very honest, in the whole of this, Chrisland School is not doing or is not taking care of those entrusted into their hand. They are not.
Which is what brings to question what, we have, an education ministry. We have, we're supposed to be in charge when it comes to monitoring the, schools, the academic sector. But it looks like we're not doing enough, because it was said that even this girl was dead on arrival when she was taken to the medical care center, and there are reports that she was electrocuted. It wasn't a case of whether she had cardiac arrest or anything. So we know that, of course, the autopsy would be carried out, the coroner's inquest, all of that would reveal what exactly caused the death of that girl. But I'm more concerned about actions being taken to prevent a recurrence of issues like this. Especially, it's not just Chrisland School. We know that Chrisland School has been in the news for the wrong reasons several times. But, there was also a case in one loyal school.
At Ogba.
Where the child was molested. The man died also. Nothing was done about it. I'm more concerned about what can be done to prevent a recurrence of cases like this.
And that was why I started by telling you or saying that when a school apply for registration, due diligence. Most times what you find in some of these departments in government departments is people who never knew where the schools are situated. They only give their nod when something is given to them. Just like town planning, just like when you are building a new house, they don't know this. They don't go there to carry out soil sampling, engineering, whatever, all that has to do with the quality of that edifice. They don't.
But sorry to button. Granted that they didn't even do all that at the beginning. Maybe they didn't carry out the fundamental checks. But when a school defaults in this regard and we're losing lives, shouldn't more drastic steps be taken? For instance, when the video was circulating about students who went on vacation and then there was a sex tape and all of that, they closed the school for about a week and it was reopened again, and it was as if nothing happened. Right now, activities from what we're seeing are still ongoing. When the child died, the inter-house sport activities continued.
Yes.
Like nothing happened. So I'm more concerned about what is being done. What punitive measures are being taken to ensure that these people who are involved, whether directly or indirectly, the principal, all of those who are in charge, why aren't we seeing consequences being meted out to them?
The issue here is, certain things that happened in the country, you have no answers to them. You know why? The same thing we've been talking about when we bring in human experience into it. And this is life. When this happened, the first one happened, the school was not, I think it was closed for few days and it was reopened. At this point, for them to have been hammered and used as a scapegoat, that school will never be opened again. Unless certain medical measures are put in place. But then, each time we discuss something like this, we try to widen our scope of understanding onto other schools. Because even as we speak, as big as Chrisland School is, there might be no medical laboratory. There might be no first aid department and all that. Then there might be no medical personnel taking care of emergencies. There might not be. Then leave the school, go to other schools. Because how do we checkmate some of these things? It is when issues like this happened, then the school that is involved will be used as a scapegoat, as a deterrent to others who would not hold themselves together. But as we speak, in the next few weeks, they might be brought. Remember, the one that happened at Tekbe, you remember? What's the name of the school again? Forgotten. The school that happened that the mother lost the boy.
The boy.
The school was closed for, I think, few weeks or so. In the next 1 month, it's opened. drastic measures are not in place.
Mr. Zigibe,
Government agencies don't punish them.
Do you think
enough to deter other schools? Because if there is enough measure, punishment to really compensate some of these things, it will go a long way. But we don't see them. So each time it doesn't come, it is one of those things. Government agency, whether they go or not, they meet them there, and something exchange hands, and
could it be that the value of human life in Nigeria?
No, but human life is cheap here.
Because looking at the situation,
no, human life is very cheap here.
Humans die in 50s and 100s every day.
Yes.
Some reported, some go unreported.
Yes.
It's more like you go to Oshodi, you stand at Oshodi Bridge, and you look at the vast, multitude of people, heads of people, and you're like, one person didn't come to the market. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't. Now, looking at the situation we find ourselves in Nigeria, this is not the first time this school is coming to the limelight, and for the very wrong reason. The last time it was shut down, then later on it was reopened. What came out of it? No heads were rolled. Nobody went in for it. Don't you think similar thing will happen again?
It will continue. Look, one thing I know in the country is that life is so cheap here. Terribly cheap. In fact, Nigeria ranks among the countries where lives are not taken serious. In fact, you could just walk by now and you see a corpse and you walk by, and that's the end. Life is so cheap here. I think it is the same measure that is being carried to public institutions, private institutions, and all that. We were in Togo a few months ago, and you can't just but enter certain places without a first aid kit. You can't. And our leaders go there too. They see some of the measures, medical measures, being put in place because they value life. Okay? And for instance, for a student, for a child of 12 years who had no history of what they said killed her, because they said she suffered a cardiac arrest. And the woman, the mother said, look, this girl doesn't have, she has not suffered any of these issues before. So she doesn't have that history. There's no medical history of this girl that indicated what you said killed her.
Even the mother said if she had headache that day, she wouldn't have allowed her to go to school.
And that is just us here.
Don't you think the government is also, accomplice in this?
Government?
Yes, because they go into investigation.
Yes, they are complicity.
They go into investigation and we do not see the result of the investigation. Their
complicity is their lack of...
Don't you think money is exchanging hands somewhere?
I mentioned that. But the larger complicity we look at here is their undoing. Some things they don't do. Okay, are we saying now, that day, do you know, when I was listening to the woman, I at a point, I went teary. Because, look, a school that rated itself A1, is telling you that when the child left, in fact, I don't think she was even at the venue in the first place. She wasn't there. Because the mother came, when the mother said he came, she was looking for her everywhere. So nobody even knew where she was until she was directed. Nobody directed her. Her spirit led her into a what looks like a cubicle. At a point, she was being denied entry into the place. But something said, oh, you must enter there. And she entered. Only for she to be told that, look, a girl just fainted. Brother, look, I think you need to invite government agencies here.
Is this political? Is there any
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know.
Well, we'll just leave it there.
I wouldn't know.
We hope that...
that's why I said we might not speak so much into this because all we heard is what we are talking about. But our own is to give insight into their errors. Because it's very, very glaring that they didn't do enough. They didn't.
We hope that the right thing is done this time around, especially bringing those who are culpable to book to prevent a recurrence of this case. Then the owner
of the school at this point should be, I think it's high time she is squeezed to really know what is happening to the children in that school.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Zigibe, Public Affairs Analyst.
So unfortunately, we ended it on a wrong note, on a wrong, a sad note, but that's okay.
Well, these are issues that have to be talked about, but we hope that their family would, of course, be strengthened at this time. All right, this is where we draw the curtains on today's edition of the show, but not without the quote of the day, and that is by Zig Ziglar. People often say that motivation doesn't last. Well, neither does bathing. That's why we recommend it daily. Of course, you have to keep motivating yourself because things will happen to want to bring you down, but sometimes you have to just encourage yourself.
Yeah, you're the only one that can make yourself happy because it's your responsibility, not the responsibility of someone else.
Indeed. We'll wrap up on that note. Thank you so much for being a part of iBrand Daybreak. My name is Omobolanle Adeshi. Have a fine day.
Once again, my name is Joshua Okata. We'll see you tomorrow, God willing. Bye for now.